It was a very odd divisional weekend, the Chargers being at the center of it with their 47-37 win over Houston. Carolina topped Dallas by a touchdown. Seattle killed Green Bay 45-14, and Pittsburgh defeated Oakland 35-24, but Pittsburgh is down a couple of guys, and you will see that very early on in this game. The AFC Championship game this year is in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, as the Steelers, with a record of 15-1, play host to the 11-5 Chargers. However, they are missing two very key components of their 15-1 season. League MVP Ben Roethlisberger is not playing today. Sean Renfree drops back, and he is actually going to find his man over the middle right there. And then another key player on the Steelers is gone. That's not Le'Veon Bell. That's not even D'Angelo Williams. That's Andre Williams, the former Boston College running back, the former New York Giant. He's going to pick it up there. And now Antonio Brown moving his way down the field on the pass from Renfree. Now 3rd down and 11. The Chargers defense played pretty solidly, especially early on in this game. Throws it up deep, and Martavis Bryant caught it, then was broken up, but there is a flag on the play. And for any of you who did see that, yes, Martavis Bryant did go out of bounds and then come back inbounds. That's going to be illegal touching, and it is going to be 4th and 11. The penalty really didn't matter all that much. They didn't get the first down anyway. So that's going to be a 3-0 lead for Pittsburgh, as that kick is good. Renfree play action on 3rd down and 8, almost back in his own end zone, tosses it up deep, and Casey Hayward comes down with it. You don't see a lot of those. A turnover forced by the Chargers defense, as this defense's calling card really was just getting stops. It wasn't really forcing turnovers. And Rivers is going to take a deep shot of his own, and his man is wide open. Keenan Allen, 54-yard score for him, and the Chargers have quickly put themselves on the board after that interception. Now Renfree dropping back, looking to recover from his mistakes early on, and that is going to be James Jones, the former Charger. He did suffer with us through our miserable campaign last year, but he did win 15 games with the Steelers this year, so I'm pretty sure he's happy. Ladarius Green with a important 3rd down conversion right there. Now it's 3rd and 3 once again. Charger defense hasn't gotten stops in short yardage situations, and it is going to continue right there. 3rd down and 3 turns into a touchdown with a spin. 2 missed tackles by Chargers linebackers, and that is going to put Pittsburgh up by a score of 10-7. And now Keenan Allen with another big play. He is going to cross midfield from the 24 to the 42 of the other team. And now Philip Rivers dropping back over the middle. Travis Benjamin, dangerous pass right there, but he does hold on and does not get clocked, fortunately. From the 31-yard line, Melvin Gordon, who was held in check by the Steelers defense, 25 yards on 10 carries. And that was 10 of them right there. And now Gordon, 2nd down and 10, shakes off one guy, shakes off another, cuts upfield, and the Chargers take a 14-10 lead. First big drive for Melvin Gordon all day. We'll see if he can build on that success. Now the Steelers punting it. Short punt, going to be fielded by Travis Benjamin, who is having his role expanded as Vincent Jackson hasn't seen the field as much this week. But now Rivers going over the middle, diving grab by Hunter Henry. 7-11 so far for Philip Rivers on the afternoon. Very good day for him. And now going to Melvin Gordon, and that was a dangerous pass. He fumbles it, but it is picked up by the Chargers, and they are going to be forced to kick a field goal as the drive would stall out right there. But Greg the Leg Zuerlein is well within range, and the Steelers are down 17-10 after the Chargers' big second quarter. All 17 of their points so far. Bad, unlucky play right here. It bounced off the head of Melvin Gordon on the pass from Philip Rivers, and that is going to be picked off and give the Steelers great field position. 2nd down and 8 from the 28-yard line. Andre Williams over the middle, as no linebackers were in that area of the field. Great coverage other than the running back. Really only left one spot of the field open. That's going to be a field goal, though, as Charger defense did hold. That's good, though. And now Antonio Brown over the middle. Nobody there near him at all. He beat Denzel Perriman in coverage by a long shot. Nowhere near the same level of speed for those two. Now Antonio Brown shaking a defender, and that is going to get them down to the 35-yard line. And now Andre Williams missed tackle right there, but he is going to be taken down at the 23-yard line. 81 yards on the afternoon for him. 3rd down and 7 from the 9-yard line. That's a flag, and that's Martavis Bryant catching it outside. But the second Martavis Bryant would have been catch that was committed on a penalty, as that is going to be a holding call on Maurkice Pouncey, the usually solid center. They ran it on 3rd down. Now it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to kick a field goal to make it a 1-point game. So now Rivers, 3rd down and 5. And this is a fumble recovered by Deshaun Snell, and the Steelers' pass rush was really controlling this game in the second half. Ends the drive right there. 3rd down and 10 for the Steelers. Renfree going deep, or intermediate, I should say. That's going to be Martavis Bryant, 15 of 26 for Renfree on the afternoon. Dropping back once again from the 44, and that's going to be Ladarius Green once again. Down to the 30-yard line. He's had a couple of big catches this game. Renfree dropping back once again, going over the middle to Martavis Bryant, as the linebackers really didn't react to that play at all, despite it being right over the middle of the field. Not very good field awareness. Dansby now in coverage is going to give up this catch to Sammy Coates, and that is going to get the Steelers down to the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal. And it is going to be going to Andre Williams for the 2nd straight play, and the line blocks for him a little bit better that time. And now the Steelers are up by 22-17 score. They're going to go for 2, and this one is going to go to the left side of the field, scrambling as he throws it after Joey Bosa tackles him. Couldn't quite get him down. Antoine Benford does pick it off, but he can't take it the other way for 2. That could have been a big play potentially. Phillip Rivers, though, dropping back from the 37, and this would be the game-sealing play. Interception right there. Absolutely nobody was open. The pass rush was getting to him, forced a bad throw, and that is going to give the Steelers a 22-17 lead. And I don't know, I had another case of I had to leave the game, and I played like the last 5 minutes of this with different uniforms on because I didn't change the Steelers uniforms. I checked them before the game, and they weren't supposed to be Bumblebee Steelers, but they were once I loaded in the game. But that's irrelevant. Phillip Rivers didn't finish the day the greatest, but we were throwing the ball like poorly late in the game. There were a couple Hail Marys that he missed on that weren't really worth showing. But I was overall pretty happy with Phillip Rivers' performance in this game. The line played terrible, and I really thought coming into the playoffs that we had a good shot to win this game, like against the Steelers, because I wasn't really worried about opponents early on. All the teams were very close this year, but there wasn't really a dominant team outside of the Steelers. I was confident in the ability to beat the rest of the playoff teams. But I thought we had a good chance in this game once I saw Roethlisberger and Le'Veon Bell were out. But a 15-1 team generally doesn't just dominate on one side of the ball. Their defense was dominant today. They had excellent coverage all day. We had to settle for short passes. The only time we scored were really on big plays that led to, well, one was really just a one-play drive, and the other couple times we scored, it was on short drives. We scored a long field goal. The other touchdown was off of a big play that got us into Steeler territory to begin with. Their pass rush dominated. I thought a big reason that we had a good chance to win in the playoffs was because we didn't have a hole on our offensive line, and a couple of guys got benched towards the end of the game. Matt Slauson got benched for David Andrews after about the third quarter, and King Dunlap got benched very early on because, as you saw in the stats, one of the Steeler defenders had 2.5 sacks. 2.5 sacks. Those all came in the first quarter of the game. But really, we lost. We didn't make enough plays. We didn't have enough offense. Our defense played solid for most of the game, and it really sucks to see this happen the way it did. But we'll head into the offseason on a bright note, knowing that we are a true Super Bowl contender, and with a few more moves, we can be a very, very good team next year and have a very good shot. There are a few holes we still need to fill. I do feel that despite having a good chance to win in the playoffs, in my opinion, we do have quite a few holes on our roster, as discussed previously. Our secondary is atrocious outside of Jason Verrett and Antoine Benford, who's not the greatest. He's definitely on the rise, and I like his skill set, but we definitely need to improve our secondary, and I think that starts with the safety spots. Now, they didn't play the worst this season, but Brandon Flowers is aging. He's on a bad contract, and he doesn't really bring the skill set that I want for safeties. Terrence Mitchell is good. We've been developing him, but we can definitely improve that spot if we need to, and he could just be a very solid backup. Carlos Dansby, most likely not going to return, whether it be to contractual desires, because I don't think we're going to pay him a whole lot of money. I think we have a couple of options and routes we can go in free agency or just internally, and he more than likely will retire. There's a few guys that I'm planning on possibly retiring, so I think we Definitely need to get a number 2 receiver. Vincent Jackson was not what we wanted out of that spot. He is under contract for next season. I have a plan for him that I will be talking about next episode of this, which will be the year 2 offseason. We need a number 2 receiver. We need another running back. Frank Gore got hurt, and we need to start Davian Brandon as our power back and third down back, and that's not a situation I want to find myself in next year. So we definitely need to do something to address that spot. Offensive line, we're good. Quarterback, we're good because Phillip Rivers may potentially retire, but we do have a couple of options. We could start Garoppolo, and Brent Vollers has been developing very nicely. Defensive line, we should be good. It's not looking like Jeremiah Tachu is going to return, but we definitely have options when it comes to that. And there's a few holes on this team. I plan to address them all. So that's going to do it for me. Did ramble on a little long after the video ended, but thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. Next episode will be the off season, as I already said. So stay tuned for more Chargers franchise in Madden 17.